Welcome everybody to 48 Talk, episode 105. I am your host, Rage Bolly as always. Joining me this time is Derek on the bottom left, and joining us for this time, it's Steve. How you doing, everybody?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, Steve?
Let's see if this works.
Nice posters back. Who are all those girls?
There I am.
Well,
Are those your girlfriend?
AKB.
AKB, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Very cool.
this has been a long time coming, and Steve, as always, thank you for being so patient with me because scheduling is not my strongest point, I would say. So,
No, you don't say.
but you're finally here, and let's get into it right away. How do you get into AKB48, and who is your Oshi?
So, the way I got into AKB48, I feel like a little bit different than how some of the other international fans have gotten into AKB. So, my first year of high school, when I first got into it, my friend was actually on the soccer team, and we just so happened to have a Japanese foreign exchange student come to my high school. And since they both played soccer, he was listening to music one day, and my friend asked him like who he was listening to, and he's like, AKB48 is the biggest group in Japan. So my friend told me, I looked them up, and that's how it all started.
Then you just start spiraling down this rabbit hole. And what year was this?
This was 7 years ago.
So right in the biggest league, the golden era of AKB48.
It was
the Tokyo Dome's time.
When, right when Flying Get was
wow.
Nice.
released.
So that's amazing. So how did you get then into developing this as your own YouTube show? You would say.
Well, it all started with like the Discord. Since I've already had like my own personal YouTube channel, so I felt like had some experience, and I was wondering if anybody else wanted to do YouTube with me, at least related to the 48, 46 group. And I just so happen to have at least one other person.
Okay.
He usually does stuff with me.
And how long have you been doing this now? You would say?
I think. We did it last year, maybe 8 months ago.
Huh.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, still going strong, I say. But who is your Oshi out of AKB48 group?
My Oshiman is Jurina.
All right, here we go. Congratulations, your girl won.
Yeah.
And then
I was so happy. Yeah.
Yeah. So
peace out. I'm out.
I think that's a good thing to start off first. So I've been, searching a little bit on YouTube, and then something popped up by, I want to credit this person correctly in the meantime. Let's look quickly at my tweets. It was a video, basically, of, this person was actually having, like, proofs of videos on the Jurina Sakura debacle, basically. And
That was a good video.
Yeah. So this on YouTube. The name is Jurina Facts, and it's languaged in Korean, Chinese, or is it Chinese? I think Thailand. Thailand was BNK. Is that Taiwan, right? Is that
Thailand.
Yeah, Thailand. So it's in all those languages, and of course also in English. And this video is about 5 minutes, and it shows what happens and all the facts during the concert. The controversy was she said do it properly, and then what happened? What I then, well, I wouldn't say predict. What I guessed happened was that Sakura went backstage and then they had a falling out, and that's what happened. So what happened during that Jurina scolded her basically is you see in the video that Sakura is not there anymore. She's supposed to be performing with heavy rotation, and during the concert you see Jurina doing the solo alone. Where normally, with heavy rotation, you have that moment where they come together. And there's supposed to be Sakura and Jurina, but there wasn't Sakura, she was in the back, having a panic attack or something. There was also a part where there's Kato goes in panic because, oh, this Sakura supposed to be there. Grabs the mic, and there's an empty spot. Then you see Jurina going to Yuka, going like, hey, Ogino? Oguri. No, what?
Ogino.
I always get those two mixed up. But going there, like, rip out the ears, it's like, look, listen, we have to adjust. It's like, and you're live, you're performing in this way, so it's a lot of pressure. And after that, you know, you had Jurina just falling apart as well. And then Sakura came back, and she was just performing again. Nothing happened. Everything was fine. And then she had the panic attack at the third place announcement, and just Sakura was out of it. But after the Fuji TV was off air, there was still a speech with Jurina by the MC, and the MC asked, "Do you have some words for Sakura?" And then Sakura came up, and she was still no normal talk. And actually, Jurina was very sweet to her, basically, because the way the words they said, it felt like demeaning. Like, please perform Sousenkyo again. You're my rival. It was very harsh at first, what the internet was saying, but looking at back, it felt like she was trying to comfort her. And after that, Sakura was, you know, normal, fine. But she wasn't able to become at the picture with the top 16 situation. And I'm still not debatable. I think both sides are still a little bit wrong. But what I do not agree upon, and that's what GinoZX also shows, is the backlash of all the antis just going crazy on her. And this is all another topic we can get into with the antis. But this anti-problem for Jurina was like very severe, and I think that is the main reason she's out. She's like, you know what? I'm taking a break. It's like, I don't need this negativity around me. So what do you guys think on this whole situation?
Steve?
What I think is, yeah, I definitely believe it's on both sides. Like, I can understand where Jurina was coming from, as she is like considered, but I would say like a classic member, being part of like the group. She's been in the group for over 10 years now, so she was with all like the Golden Gen and all of them, so I can understand why she was getting maybe like a little bit upset on Sakura's part, but at the same time, it's like she could have reacted better, I think.
Yeah, I'm thinking, you know, you can't forget the senpai kohai relationship here. You know, senpai kohai relationship, Jurina's Sakura-tan's senpai. So by default, Sakura-tan should listen to anything Jurina says. Also, like you said, Steve, she's part of the Golden Gen. I mean, Sakura-tan was almost part of that gen. I mean, she came in a few years after, but it's like, when you think about it, though, Jurina's been there way since the beginning. If that girl says move, you better move. I don't care who you are. I mean, she is one of the remaining, remnants of the better times in AKB. And on top of that, she knows her dance moves. She knows what to do. If Sakura-tan screwed up, you know, Trina's within every right to say whatever's necessary. And to be honest, all credit goes to Ogi for jumping on that. Like, when you watch that video, did you see how fast that was, Robin? Like, Jurina, like, literally, like, just said one thing in Ogi's earpiece, and Ogi was on it. So credit to Ogi for not skipping a beat there, because any other girl might have been like, huh, what, huh? Ogi was like, yep, got it, we're good. So credit to that girl for that. That's leadership power right there on her end. She's gonna be another Jurina in 5 or 10 years.
And do you know what the biggest panic moment is because of this situation is? Like, no one knew Sakura was not showing up. It's like,
that's the thing. What's her name had the microphone? What was it, Katarina? She had the microphone at the end, and she was like, what the heck am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah.
So, you know, it caused a lot of disturbance. And it's like, you're in front of thousands of people performing, millions if you want to count worldwide watching, I'm sure. Like, you can't do that. And I don't care about your personal drama. You got to set that aside. You got to focus on the group. In Japan, it's all about the group. What's best for the group. Got to do the why. You know, what's good for the why. And, like, it was very not good of Sakura-tan to not show up. I'm not saying it's bad. She might have had a lot of other issues going on. And this is all assuming, of course, Trina Fact's video got it right. But it felt right to me. I don't know, Rob. When I watched, I was like, oh, this makes sense. And then after that, unfortunately, when you're a leader, you're the target. You know, Jurina got bullied, and bullying in general is pretty bad. I think, you know, if we want to continue on that trend, Gotomoe got, like, I think crushed online by aunties from Produce 48 for some odd apparent reason when that girl's trying her hardest. I know too, from being the organizer of my festival, I've been getting a lot of backlash over different things too, which didn't really expect to have. But it's just that's what happens when you're at the top. And I'm not saying I'm at the top. I'm saying like when you're in a position where you're calling shots, people are always going to question. You can't please everyone. But it's just sad to think that somebody like Jurina, who doesn't even need to read those comments, if we're being honest, like she could just be like, "Stir it off my shoulder, kids." It still gets to her. She's still a human, and now it's like she was doing her job, and now she's getting punished for that. That's what it feels like. Robin, do you agree?
Well, that's the whole thing. I agree now on both sides. It's like, it's the biggest problem I now have. It's like I don't care what happens in the concert, the backstage. That's their part. They have to fix it. That's the group issue. The biggest thing is now is the fans or the antis are taking a stand, and it's like, oh, Jurina should be like this, and Jurina's like, no. You know what? Don't look at this one incident, I would say, and look at the bigger picture. Look at the many years they're together. Look at every performance they're together. Look at the hundred thousands of performances they've done together. And then think, are we right to bash like these fans, like any one of them? It's like, just enjoy the performance. You can have your opinion, but the way some go so extreme, it's like, are you actually fans? It's like, or are you in it for your own personal accord, thinking you're like, oh, maybe if I show my support, she'll quit the group and be my wife. You have those idiots as well. And I'm really calling them idiots. It's the internet, and you can easily go to your emotions like like, because there's no repercussion. It's like you can say whatever you want. There's no one coming knocking on your door and be like, hey, you know what I said? I know this is like a different side of it, but I always think about. Have you seen the movie Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back? It's
I haven't.
There's a moment is they got a lot of money. And what they decide what to do with the money, it's like, you know what? We're gonna go to every negative commenter. We're gonna find out their address, and then we're gonna fly around the world. And they do that. They fly to everyone's door, and they like, it's like, are you username that? It's like, yes. Did you say this and this? Yeah. Okay. And then they bash, just kick their asses. It's like like 50 minutes of part of the movie, and basically that's it. That's like in a movie, it's not fake, but in reality, you can say whatever you want on the internet, and 9 out of 10 times you don't get anything of it. It's like, yo, you get a negative back, but it's like, repercussion. You're like, so not serving time, or you're not go to jail, or threatening to anyone. It doesn't matter on that side. So that's why you have these easily many antis going against this, and it doesn't matter if it's Jurina, Gotomoyo, or anyone. It's like, you're still talking to people. You know that, right? Do you treat people like when you meet them on the street like that? It's like, I really don't get this. And there's like little kids and who have nothing in their real life. They have time to just go bash someone and make their day miserable because their life isn't working out or something. And it really sucks. And basically what I want now is like, I want this whole debacle to forget. Sakura is not in the bad. Jurina is not in the bad. They had like a work-related falling out, and it doesn't matter. It's like it became this huge item, of course, because a lot of people are watching them because they're entertainment. But basically, there's nothing wrong. They still like each other. They're still, in the group together. And like Kohai Senpai doesn't mean that much to them because they're also friends. What else sucks is Jurina is so out of it, she cannot even, be in Korea now, the Produce 48, because she's not physically able to, mentally not good status to go there, and it sucks. I'd rather have this all pass behind us and just Jurina just come back. Miss you. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll see what happens.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
I'm right with you there. No argument.
It's like the Mahon debacle like a few years back. I got so mad about that. It's like, you just made this girl cry on stage because there's an internet rumor.
That was horrible. And poor Mahoho and Mayoshi and NGT. That poor girl.
Well, speaking of NGT then, let's go. Announcement on NGT48 sites. They announced the, well, no title yet, I would say, but just the center, right, for their 4th single.
They announced all the lineup.
Oh, they did the lineup, okay.
Yeah.
So, Steve, can you tell me a little bit, is there any difference on the lineup, or is it more basic, like, hey, this is new, or this is changeable?
I know that there was a video on the lineup. I didn't really like jot down who the members were, but it seemed like it was the fairly usual Senbatsu lineup. There's, I think, a few members that haven't been in the Senbatsu for NGT yet, like Narumi Haru.
Okay.
Other than that, pretty much who you would expect.
Yeah, so the center is Ogino Yuga is in there. And, well, last time they hit it out of the park, right, Derek? So what do you think will happen with this one, with NGT?
You know, NGT is the only group responsible at this point for putting out a song that I think is even worthy to be kind of part of AKB's classic repertoire of songs. That I think a song's going to last over time. Their second single is ridiculous. Made me cry when I heard it, and continues to really inspire me whenever I hear it. So honestly, like I was at the AKB Cafe, I want to say a couple weeks ago, and I was getting ready to leave, and NGT's second single came on, and I just, you know, I stopped and just made a point to listen and enjoy it, because I was like, wow, there it is. You know, hadn't heard it for a while at that point. So I'm sure NGT, they have the best chance out of all the groups at this point. Yeah. I think of coming and striking gold lightning twice. So I think we're okay. Will they? Who knows? I mean, again, the song, it's like hit or miss with AKB and all their groups at this point. But I'm confident. They have such a solid lineup of girls, and I really like them. So my heart, I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for them. I don't know.
Okay.
Hopefully you got heart too.
So we'll see. We'll see if it knocks out of the park. For AKB48, I would say this has been their stellar year, music-wise. Do you think? It's like we are now half past the year, and the biggest one I would say to me that I'm still playing is NMB48's Yoku Bono. I think that's the one, right? That's a good song on that side. But let's see. There is something else though on the 46 side that happened, and Keyakizaka46 7th single is coming up, finally announced. And to be honest, this is the first time for me that it went past me. It came out on Thursday, and I recently just watched it for the first time. If I have to give a review on this side, I would say it's not their strongest single. It's not bad. I can hear the Chaos side in there. They're trying for a new look. The MV, I really like the 360 parts. The 360 slow motion, or like frozen in air cam. You can see that Takahiro did the choreography again. Techi is strong in there. I'm missing a lot of members. Like, there are 4 members who aren't there currently, and the big one I would say is Imaizumi Yui, and Shida Monica is not in there. Suzumoto has silver hair. Very good, very likable. Unnoticeable because everything is white in there. Don't know if it's just for the video. Funny style. It doesn't stick to my head, so if I have to compare to last single to this single, I like Garasuware better than Ambivalence. Ambivalent? Something like that. So, what do you guys think of the 7th single of Keyakizaka46? Steve?
I personally, I liked it a lot. It felt really different in a way than what Glass of Water was, because Glass of Water was more like rockish, and this is more rapish. So I was really surprised to see that they went this route for it, but overall, I like the music video overall. It's just that you don't really get to see the members as much as you would like. It's just mostly focused on Techi.
Like last time as well.
And yeah. I mean, I know in their previous singles that they would at least showcase a lot more members than they would, and I wish they would go back to that. And yeah.
Well,
overall,
it's Techi's return, of course, because she took a hiatus for like half a year. So it's the prominent return of the Dark Idol queen being in there. Doesn't seem that dark though. Maybe the coupling songs will show again a dark song. It feels like the only Kea style in there is the the fast talking. It's not like rapping, I would say, but it goes like they always are like fast lyrics. Like poor karaoke people who want to sing those songs, they have to read a lot to that style. It seems like they're changing directions, maybe more to a lighter side, and if that can do it, they can replace the Dark Idol style, and maybe another one can become a center.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Derek, of the 7th single?
Oh, I got lots to say. Sorry, I was just waiting.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well. Okay. So these are you know, these are the girls. These are the ones I've been hoping for, and you know, I've been waiting for this song a long time. As far as like, okay, let me break it down. So, video-wise, it felt really cool. I love the 360 stuff. I like the ninja moves. You know, Techi in full display, showing she's back. Like literally, she's running to us. It's like, I'm back. I kicked the TV over in the last single. My foot was hurt for a little bit. Well, take a little break. I'm cool. Peace. You know, like she was showing, like it was. If you notice the focus on her feet, like I'm serious. It was like I started thinking, like, is that like a little in joke? You never know with them because they're. The more you watch Keia's stuff, the more like remember we were dissecting Gaosu, like we were seeing little things. And so like I wouldn't be surprised there's a bunch of Easter eggs in this, and we're not just seeing it.
Did we see birds? I didn't see any birds this time.
No, I didn't see any birds this time.
No birds, but they were sure flying a lot in the video, weren't they? No pun intended.
Yeah.
So like, but I would say like, it was sorely lacking on showing other members, which I think is definitely a mistake on their part when we were watching Keiya Bingo and we realized, or not, sorry,
yeah.
Thank you. The show I can never say the name. They have carried that show. All the other members carry that show immensely, and it's like it'd be really nice to see all these other members get some spotlight. Though again, Techi is so magnetic, so powerful. I wasn't necessarily complaining either about that. Video-wise, it is what it is. The dance is cool, but again, no problem there. Very Keiya. There's nothing really unusual about their dance. They stick to the Keiya style. A lot of like, you know, drastic moments like this. At one point, I noticed Techi was dancing on her heel, like the butts of her feet. In this one move, they caught. That is so hard to do if you ever try to do that. Like you'll fall over if you don't know what you're doing. I can't imagine live how hard that's going to be to do, but she made it look effortless. The dance isn't anything super memorable, but within the context of Keia's songs up to this point, it's Keiya. But here's my issue: the song itself, the rap style, it is what it is. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just there. There's no hook there, none at all. The pre-chorus is interesting, but again, no real hook. The chorus, there's no real hook. The bridge was interesting. The bridge part where it was like, whoa, like it started to build, and it started to build. I'm like, oh, they're gonna go into something, and then they went just back into the chorus. I'm like, because what they should have did there, they should just kept building that and just kept building that, and then going to this huge chant part for like the rest of the song, and then hook into the chorus. But they just went right into the chorus too fast. Now, if they had done that, song of the year, easy, because that part, like I like when sometimes in music, it'll fool you, because like the song follows a very verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, verse. It goes verse, chorus, bridge, and then chorus, outro. That's like standard music writing for any pop song 101. Anybody can write that. Okay, not bad, but just safe. And I thought, okay, Keia's like always been edgy, you know, and it would have been so different of them if they went verse, chorus, made you think it's just gonna do the same normal stuff up to the bridge. You're thinking, oh, okay, it's gonna go back to the chorus like they did, and instead, boom, hit you with this huge outro that's this big chant part where you could just like fist pump the whole time, because I was getting ready to fist pump, and they didn't do that, and I'm like, oh, wasted opportunity, because they could have totally crushed everybody and everything this year with that part, because that little bridge, that was a hook, that was a solid hook right there, and I kept thinking, like, had they done that, Keiya would have struck gold again. But we're on the 7th single with Keiya right now, right? So if you look at where AKB was at this time, the golden era, it makes you really appreciate AKB because at this point they had Aitakata, Sakura no Hanabia Tachi, Skirt Harari, Seifuku ga Jamosuru, Bingo, Boku no Tayo. Their seventh single was Romance Erne. Think about that. Like, they hadn't even gotten to Ogo Diamond yet. Junen Sakura, Namida Surprise, Wakaru Maybe, River. They hadn't even gotten to the big songs, and they had already hit single after single after single, just gems, eternally classic songs, one after another. It makes you really, really appreciate old school AKB at this point. Because I look at K as like the rebirth of AKB in a sense. Like, because what they did, you know, I mean, when you put out a song like Fukuan, I mean, that song is just, it's still unbelievably amazing.
Yeah.
And then and all the songs, I mean, they just hit one after another. And then Garosino was like, okay, I can get with it. But then this song, it's like, they're settling into the rut now. And so I'm just like, like, not bad, not good.
Coupling songs, please.
Coupling songs, yes, please. Let them be saved by that, I hope.
Give me another eccentric. Give me another go back to the forest or something like that. So.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll take another eccentric any day because that song is amazing. The dance alone is worth everything.
Love
so
that. One of my favorite. It is my favorite song of Keyakizaka46. Unbelievably
right,
so.
that's right. It is. I totally forgot that. Yeah, I mean they can be saved. It's not a bad thing. It's just I was hoping for like the magic to keep really flowing, and they had it there. They just built that bridge into a big part. Like maybe live they could do it.
Do you
live,
think
awesome.
do you think the members that are currently missing has an influence of the full effect of Keyakizaka46? What do you think, Steve?
Well, Imaizumi is a big part of the group, I would have to say. But overall, with the three of them missing, probably not as much.
Yeah.
No, the singles have always been very Techi centric. Like they've always been. As long as if Techi was missing, then you'd feel it. But I would say like they don't necessarily have their personalities come out as much. I think in their songs, it's more about the group and about the power of the song and stuff. Well, at least that's my take on K. I don't know.
So no Yui Yui single on the coupling song this time.
No, but there is an Imaizumi solo song for the theater edition.
So they're doing a solo song under coupling? It will be added later or something because she's still out of it, or they already recorded.
I think they already recorded. Like I was also wondering that when Imaizumi was not participating in the main single and the other coupling songs, and the fact that she has like a solo song. So it must have been pre-recorded.
But it's a theater edition or something like that, right?
Yeah, it's the theater edition.
Yeah, so there's no MV. So just put her in the booth. Like, can you sing? Okay. Then she I think she writes her own song, so this is her solo version again. Because the last one worked so well for her, so.
Yeah, I really like her solo songs, so I'm looking forward to hearing this one.
Yeah. Okie dokie. And other stories 46. So the latest Nogizaka single came out with the coupling song, and they did it like a few singles back. Was it 2 singles ago? Where they had Shirai Shimai pair up with someone. Last time was the Akimoto Manatsu doing like a reggae style song, and now it's with Nishi no Nanase. It's Kokoro no Monologue. This is a pretty good song again, I would say. It's very nice to hear to the ears. I do like the MV though because it wants to be serious, but then it goes off the rails. At one point, they have like a little love-hate relationship with each other. So like, you're getting attention. Well, all right, I'm gonna put needles in your shoes, and it's like, hey, you're taking my attention. Here's some Tabasco in your drink, and then it's like, okay, well, I have a bazooka, and it's like, what happened? what are we missing? And then it's like fire bazooka. It's like, I'm gonna drop this. Well, I have superpowers. It's like, did I miss something in this video? And they have this nice fighting choreography and going great to the little bloody side and very entertaining coupling song, I would say. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'd have to agree. It was very entertaining. I thought it was very funny. Like, I wasn't expecting it to just escalate the levels I was going. It's just funny seeing Shiraishi's face being like devious and stuff while putting the nails in the shoe. It was all Shiraishi up until the Tabasco sauce in the soda, and the faces that they were making while they were doing it were just really funny.
It's so weird because, you know, Shiraishima is, you know, just unfair to DNA worldwide, I would say, what happens to her looks. But then she has this character just going this insane style, and when she showed that expression in the videos, you think, is really this girl like this? You know, this amazing beauty, so supposed to be classy and this. Like, no, she's also screwed in the head. And you have Nishin Nanase doing the same thing, you know, she has the smiley innocent, and then you see her doing devious things like this. It's like, they have it all. This is amazing. This is so much fun to watch.
Yeah. The song wise musically kind of remind me a little bit of Tema Demo. Just with the like the melody notes and things like that. I'm pretty sure that's the song that it's really reminiscent of as far as AKB goes. So it has a nice little like Natsukashi feel to it. When I listen to it, actually, again, I'm not a big Nogi fan whatsoever, but I actually could get into this one. It was fun, and plus, it's when you put Mai and Nanase in anything, it's like no brainer, easy to watch because they're easy on the eyes, and also they're just fun. But the actual video itself told a story, and that was cool, and it was a fun story, and it was like you could see Mai's acting chops in there, and Nanase's acting chops. Like, it's good to put two girls that have that experience in a video where you're telling a story as opposed to just straight dancing and all that. So kudos again to Nogi. You know, their management's a little bit more, I think, on keel with what their members can do and the strengths of their members. It would be, I think Kea could take a little cue from that. I think Kea's management could really take a cue and show some of the, like, make a video that really showcases the strengths and the funny parts of the girls. Like, can you imagine like Nagasawa-kun, like, in all of her weird glory being highlighted in something like this, because she's so weird. And, you know, like all the different girls, like, you know, or you take Habu, like, everybody loves Habu, thinks she's more like the Ikemen of the group, and maybe Tetsuya, like, having a little fight with Habu for, like, control the harem, and, you know, just things like that. Like, you could really play and ham it up, and it's fun that Nogi, still after all these years, Nogi's been around, hasn't forgotten that about their members. Like, they're still trying to showcase, and they're going straight to their aces, you know, to the girls that, like, will get them the appeal. I don't blame them for that. I think that's smart. So I'd say in that sense, overall, it's a fun video. It's good. It's not a song I'll probably ever listen to, like, on the whole, but it's a fun song. It's, like, very much a throwback. I'd say it's definitely between that and the Kea song. It's a much better song. And again, I would say Kea missed it by a bridge. They really did. But I would say overall, you know, it's Nogi, so I'm just gonna quietly apply.
Then here's a question for you: have you guys re-listened to Sentimental Train or watched their new performance from AKB48 with Sentimental Train?
I haven't. The only time I watched it was when they first performed it.
Well, I watched a recent performance where, like, all the groups were there, like, at this big festival, and I think, I am not 100% sure on this, but I think they reordered the choreography for the song, so it's more appealing.
Oh.
And I'm not sure about this, but I looked at it. Maybe it's just because of different cameras or area, but they were dancing this style. So now they have double center, so Jurina is still out of it. They don't have a homage to Jurina during that. They just perform, and it felt more upbeat. It was a little more in favor. Still not good. It still sucks, but it a little better in the direction. So I'm still hoping for the MV being a little more fun. But yeah, AKB has not been hitting out of the park, I think.
No.
They're not hitting it out of the infield. I mean, they're just basically giving us little bunts here at this point because I don't know. I just think they've exhausted their creative abilities with whoever the writing team is that they have. They need to go outside, like I've said a million times. They need to do something different. They need to take a song like Kea's song and take a bridge part like I'm talking about and make it go off into the stratosphere and completely lose us. They need to have, like, that creative, like, energy flowing, you know, where it's like they do the unexpected, or you know, I don't know, that song was a real waste. I mean, for me, seeing Jurina win the Sousenkyo was better than the actual single that she got to win the part for. That says a lot, doesn't it? You know, like the journey there was better than the end, and it shouldn't be that way. It should be the journey and the end where you're at should be both equally amazing. Yeah. And I mean, at this point, I'm just so happy Jurina won, but I'm not happy about the song she got as a result. Maybe that's why she's absent, because maybe she isn't either. Maybe she's like, well, I'm just gonna protest by doing the whole I'm sick thing, you know? Like that's like a great way to just kind of politely decline your interest in a song that you know isn't good. Because Jurina's pretty smart. I think she'd probably think the same thing as us. Like, what is this garbage? Like, come on, it's me. Like, you're gonna give me this after I was the center for Ogoe Diamond, and you're gonna give me this? Like, come on, you know? Like, give me Ogoe Diamond Part 2 at least. You could rip off that song, and I think everybody would kind of have the fun. They would see the fun in that, you know? No, so you give me this dribble. Come on. Really quickly, before we totally forget, I wanted to ask you, Steve, why do you like Jurina? Maybe it's a good time to ask, considering what we're talking about. Because, like you mentioned, I didn't quite hear why you like her.
I really like her work ethic. She's a very hard worker in the group. She always does and tries her best, no matter what.
That's also maybe a reason she's a little bit out of it, because she always tries to go beyond and tries to make everything work to 100%. And at one point, your energy is up. And to be honest, so I do not know for like in 10 years ago, was Jurina ever out? Like having like this hiatus? I'm not think
sure.
So, right?
I don't think so.
So that's also a thing. You've been doing this for 10 years and you never took a break. And now it's like, okay, I need to look at my life and see what we'll do for the future, because I'm not hanging on this for another 10 years.
She just ran a 10-year marathon and she got first place, so she can take all the breaks she wants as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. At this point, that girl, she did it all. She's the only member that's ever won Janken and Sousenkyo. So that puts her above a lot of people.
Very good.
Very cool.
Someone else has maybe the chance this year because the new Janken Taikai has been announced, of course.
Good thing.
Coming up in September, because of course it's September. Why didn't you do that last year when I was in Japan? Still angry about it. So far currently the units, because they're doing the same system again. You can make a unit system big, small, whatever you want. I know is Komiya Mahardika with Nakai Rika and
OAKBNoLife.
OAKBNoLife. Very interesting. It's like the social media styles, because one is showroom queen, one is Instagram queen, and what's OAKBNoLife actually? Dance queen?
Teammate queen.
No, maybe something like that. I know that Takashi Judy is teaming up with Kojima Mako. So, of course, the Produce 48 girls, the roommates, the best friends, they're going to pair up for the first time. And I would say the sweetest story, and under her own request, we're going to mention this on the show. It's Takino Yumiko has finally was right on time to ask Okada Nana if she become a unit together. And this is a story that goes a year back, and it's, I don't know, probably you watched it. It's very famous because it was on showroom. She was calling Okada Nana, and it's like, hey, would you mind doing a unit with me? And she's like, oh, I'm so happy that you asked. No one asked me, but it's been 3 days, and I paired up with someone else. He paired up, I think, with Kojima Mako that time, like a 14-gen style. And she was like, you know, saddened. It's like, Nachan said, but next year, ask me sooner. Ask me quickly, and I'll reply to that. And now this year happened, and when it was announced at the handshake event, soon Takino Yumiko had a break. She ran to Okada Nana, and she's like, please, perform a unit to me. And this is the beauty, and she's mentioned this in this video on our showroom. That has also been subtitled, I think. I'm just gonna plug Okada Nana fans' Twitter, because these are the ones who always inform me on these situations. And it's stated that, like, she was so surprised by Nachan, because Nachan remembered. It's like, yes, I remember. Now you're the first one, and I promised, and I don't make empty promises. And that was like a new life for some people, because Nachan says, I never make empty promises. Even if it was a year ago, she'll still like, yeah, I remember. And the promise is a promise. So they're now a unit. And now Tanika Yumiko wants this everywhere. She says, I want this in English. I want this in Indonesian. I want this. And she names like basically everything off, every country going in there. And yeah, just spread out the word. And it's very nice, touching story. And the beautiful side would be if those two win. Then you have this like this epic story of a whole year going through the side. Do you guys have any other units you heard about?
The Muto sisters.
Oh, okay, that's cool. The Muto sisters going in there. Muto Tomu and Muto Arin. Derek, anything you heard?
Well, no, but I was gonna say two things. One, real quick. I think Okada Nana needs a win. She needs something. I think Sousenkyo maybe kind of pulled it a little bit out of her in that sense, like as far as her momentum, and it'd be nice to see her do something with Janken. That'd be really cool. But second thing, I don't know. I'm still really not happy with the way they're running Janken. I think it's
no.
I think the group thing could be cool if they do cosplay, and the cosplay is a lot of fun. But it's like we're 90% of the Janken fun was like watching them come out in their cosplay and act accordingly, and now that's all been kind of not really done.
What happened to Fairy Wink, actually?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing, too. It's... Go ahead, I'm sorry, Robin.
No, I would just say I remember only pandas. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's like the panda army for... What's her name? So, like, the girl from NGT, right? So,
Ko-chan from SK.
Oh, SK.
Oh, is it Ko... Oh,
yeah.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Sorry about that. No, so I'm just saying, like, it's... how do I put it? I wish they would just go back to their old format. It's like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like I didn't see it at all to change. I know there's a ton of girls, but that's what you have the pre-Junkin for, to eliminate a lot of them. And also, like, who cares if it's a lot of girls? It's more fun that way. I like that it's long, and I like because it's just more time I get to spend with these members. It's like we get 2 or 3 big events a year for AKB, and that's one of them. So the more hours they spend, the better. It's like fun, But whatever. We'll see what happens. The Muto sisters will be cool, I guess, to see, but we'll see what happens.
Looking forward to that side. What else happened, though? And, well, because we're international fans, we always wait till it's like hoping someone will sub it, because don't know Japanese that well to be like going subbing. I don't even know how to speak a full sentence. So,
Majimuri?
Thank you. Majisuka Gakuen came out, the first 2 episodes. I skimmed it because I do not understand the complete story. So far, it's the photography, I would say, how it's filmed looks amazing. It's very updated, it's very like modern style, new characters. It's a different take than how it used to be. It's still, the exchange student, or like this one student comes to the school and messes everything up. But the focus is not more on her, played by Oguri Yui, but more on like the other characters. So I think there's an other like protagonist. You look at this overpowered version, that's Oguri Yui, but then you have the others supporting cast being more labeled on and are talked about. I do like Macharin being like this shop assistant. She looks amazing and it looks pretty fun. Also, the other fact, I do like it's now not only girls in the show, a lot of guys actually. They did it, of course, with the last Majisuka, but the school itself, it's not an all-girl school. It's now like both sexes in there, and you have a lot of guys interacting, a lot of combinations on that. Although the problem is, I do not feel, from what I see, the story hasn't involved me yet. I don't see something like, that's cool, that's awesome, I want to see more episodes. It now feels like a very throwaway version, basically like Majisuka Gakuen 3. Like, no one is like, oh, the future and stuff. It's like, oh, you're making it too weird. Just see the characters. So we'll see who will be coming on. So far, not impressed. So what do you guys think of, based on what you saw or what you know?
I haven't seen anything. I'm just waiting for the subs.
Not even a trailer or a little hints on
Oh, I
pictures?
didn't even watch the trailer. I'm just going completely into it whenever the subs come out.
Okay, that's very good actually, because I couldn't explain you in details what exactly happened. So what do you think, Derek?
Yeah, I saw the trailer. I was interested to a point. I mean, I like the Majisuka Gakuen series. It's always fun. I know a really kind of getting to be somewhat famous Woda here, who's a foreigner, who comes to a lot of shows, and he got into AKB through Majisuka Gakuen. So I mean, all credit to that show for being even a gateway for many fans, I think. And me too. When I was looking for stuff to watch way back in the day, and I stumbled upon AK Bingo, Majisuka was another thing I stumbled on. I was like, this is fun. I don't know. The first ones were hammy. They were fun. They were cheesy, but like cheesy because they were knowingly cheesy. And then like the Sakura one, season 4 was like straight up like just trying to replicate the first one, but doing it on a much more serious level. And I actually liked it. I actually thought it was fun. Sakura was fun. I like the whole throw in the thing. It was cool. It was like I got into it. The 5th one's my favorite because everybody died. It was like just brutality. But
No
it was
one's
amazing.
safe.
Yeah, I loved it. The ending, the last episode, unbelievable. Like absolute bloodshed. It was I wanted the extended uncensored version if there was one. But so this one, and then Kabusuka was even fun. That was such a trippy little. They captured the old school fun of the original, and they did it in a hostess setting, which is hysterical. So this one, it's I don't know their agenda. I don't know what they're trying to do. If they're trying to go back again and do a throwback with just new girls, okay, I guess. But it's where's the story? What do you what's the appeal? The school's already been saved, and we've already had the establishment of the gangs. Is this just another gang fight? I'm with you, Robin. I'm gonna wait and see. I want to see the subs. I'm gonna give it a chance. I like Yu. When I saw Yu, she looked awesome in it. She looked fun. So I'm excited to see her in a role like this.
I liked a different Yui in there, just because of the character style she is. That's Yokoyama Yui being a erotic teacher at the school.
Yeah.
And they really emphasize on her sexiness. So she's the first episode just looking up and little opie style, or the second episode, emphasis more on the legs. It's okay, it's very short segments, but it's you're the only character right now that has my interest, and not just because of the erotic stuff, but it's more you are the one that's showing character. I have no clue what the other characters type. They are using German style names, so there's basically 3 members named Ein, Zwei, and Drei. And it's Kato Minami, Taniguchi Megu, and who was the 3rd one? I think it's another NGT member. Ogino. I think Ogino was in there. Was it?
It's probably Ogino.
Yeah, so
if I remember correctly.
Ein, Zwei, Drei is okay, very good. And the big bad is Kaiser, and just stuff like that. So, we'll see. It's currently not blowing me away compared to Produce 48 that I'm currently watching with a passion. Still need to watch the latest episode since I'm a little behind, but that's going
pretty
crazy.
Good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
It's pretty good.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. It feels like we've had a summer break a little bit, and now things are coming back. Okay, that was your break time. Now you have to follow all this stuff again. Okie dokies.
I agree with that. I would say with Majisuka, with that whole series, it's been hit or miss. It's only had, in my opinion, really one bad season. That was season 3. So that's not bad for a show that technically has already 6 seasons out, if you count Kabusuka. So I give him a lot of credit for keeping that ongoing. I do think AKB is sorely lacking now, again, in the drama and horror department. They were putting out stuff for the past couple years. They were putting out video stuff. They should get on that. We need another good series. I don't care if it's another Death Cash or Crow's Blood, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's so much fun to watch that. So they always end up having something to them. So I'm hoping we're gonna see something like that come for Halloween, maybe for the fall season. We're gonna get another show announcement. That would be nice. And I think Majisuka is kind of our Band-Aid until then. So it's going to be what it is, and we're just going to have to accept it, I guess. And again, we don't know. It could actually turn out to be something really great. The pro wrestling thing is a good example that they did with the wrestling show. It didn't start out that great, turned out to be awesome in the end. You know, so
they're having issues now with that because one of the main stars is currently out. So.
Very true. Very true.
We'll see. Okay. So does anyone else have any topics before we go to the Patreon questionarium style? I would say.
I think we covered it.
Okie dokie then. Then, because it's the end of the month, this is the first time we'll do this. We have on Patreon, 48 Talk, we have a pledge that if you donate, you can ask questions, like 3 questions at once in one setting. And at the end of the month, we'll go to those questions. I was going to make a separate video, but sadly, it's only 2 questions for now. I would like to thank, Jerrison Oracion for his questions, and we'll get right into it. So first up, his question is, what is your favorite and worst AKB48 music video? What do you think? Who wants to go first on this side?
Go ahead, Steve.
I'll go first. Definitely for worst, I either have Negagoto, Shoot Sign, or Yes I Sisters. To me, I don't like those songs in the music videos, personally to me. I've ranted in my Discord about that multiple times, and
Yes I Sisters is just completely bonkers fun. It's definitely not good, but it's more like when you see it, you that's one video you have to show, like, oh yeah, I follow AKB48, and then you show them the epic stuff. It's like, oh yeah, they also do this, and then you go, and you're like, so, yeah, cool.
And for my favorites, probably Boku Tachi wa Tatakawa Nai, or Beginner, the original EP.
Which one?
Beginner.
Oh, Beginner. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Derek?
I'd say for my worst, it's kind of a tie between the Waltz Polka song. I don't even know the name because I hate it so much. I think it's Nagiato or whatever.
I usually don't even say the name of that song because I don't like it at all.
Yeah, it's a big hole in the bottom of the ship for me. I hate it. So I really can't get behind that. But also, and this might surprise people that know me, Uza. I really do not like that video. I don't like their outfits. That is one of my favorite songs. That's one of my favorite songs of all time. And, you know, that's the song that pretty much got me really into AKB on the song level. Because up to that point, I was just watching AKB and liking them as a group. Didn't really like their songs. I just couldn't get into them right away. And then I listened to Uza. I'm like, oh, yeah, this is good. Because I was coming more from the Perfume era. Because at that time, I was a huge Perfume fan. So anything that had, like, an EDM pulse feel to it, like, I would get into. So Uza was kind of like my gateway into the actual songs of AKB. It was the first single I ever bought by AKB. When I went to Japan, I saw it. So I was hoping the video would have been great. And I know the girls supposed to look cool with their outfits and everything, but honestly, I hate all their. I just hate it. So never really got behind the Uza video at all. As far as the songs video MVs I like, definitely for me also a tie between Koisero Fortune Cookie. It's simple, it's to the point, it's beautiful, it's amazing, it's nothing but fun. It inspired so many people to do copies. Also, my little girl, Michan, like, I would bounce her on my leg when she was only like 1 or 2, and we would watch that endlessly. She loved that video. So, like, she would actually just really enjoy that song. So that MV has a lot of personal attachment for me. Anytime I see it, I think about, you know, like those times with her and as a kid. And then also I'd say Everyday Katusha. Just everything about that video, everything about that song, perfect. I love the story they tell. I love the fact that it's like they kind of pay homage to all the videos before. Very smart, very, very smart video. And just fun. It's just a perfect throwback golden era song, you know. And of course, Everyday Katusha is like one of my all-time favorite songs. So I'd say those two. What about you, Robin?
Okay, so the worst MVs, I would say, or the ones I don't like. I think I ranted about this enough on the show, but is it called So Long? It's the one that's like
Yes, so long.
it's the one that like the intern was editing and made this bad green screen and bad cutting and it takes me so out of it. Every time I hear that song, it's like I just remember the video and it sucks. It's just so bad and it really annoys me. This one though, well, the song itself is horrible, but what even worse is, and I'm gonna tell a little bit of story because when I watched it first, it was like, okay, this is this. Then we had DX watching this. GinoZX hadn't watched it yet, and we were at his place, and it's like, you gotta watch this video. It's like we got the full version. You gotta see the story. Okay, so that's the thing, and I'm counting this as the MV because the music is in there and it's a video. So this is about 15 minutes or like 11 minutes, something around that. You have the story of Tsubasa wa Irenai. And it's like, okay, we have this story going from blah 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 blah, you know, the Mion stuff going through there. You have all those moments. You go to the story and you're like, okay, here comes the video clip. And then basically it is, you watch that story again, but a shorter version, but you just watched it. And it was, God, also, okay, so you have this god-awful, basically, story they're telling. You got some randomized people in the 70s, or even, the 70s? Something like that.
Yeah.
And then as your reward going after that, you gotta watch the video again with a horrible song in the background. It's more like, it's one of, it's the worst, I would say. Even with So Long, the music isn't that bad, it could be a lot worse. But the video is bad, but in this, it's both sides, it doesn't hit. So, I would say those are one of the worst ever. Yes, ever.
I agree.
I do have a lot, just on the major singles that side. We do have coupling songs that I can go into, but those are just, you know, throwaway. So just here, where some bubbles go, and then that's a music video. On the side of best, I would say, well, of course, Bokutachi wa Tatakanai is a very good one. Just the emotion behind those videos is great. I do gotta say, one of the biggest one I liked was a coupling song, the Undergirls, I believe, with the one from Diva. I forget her name. She's now currently also a trainer for NGT. It's Team K original.
Ayaka?
Yeah. So she had a single where they started and uncut to the whole music video. You know, they had all those acts, and the song is pretty fun to see in there. They had to do like in different outfits, combine it, had to run to it.
Oh, yeah.
That one, I still get goosebumps if I think about it. That's a very beautiful music video. That's
amazing.
That
totally agree.
Really took skill on that side. Other than that, I gotta say the Flying Cat movie. That's also one that's pretty fun going in there. Which one I haven't seen? That's I still want to see that one before I can judge it. It's the one that you see in the documentary. They had to film like this is post-apocalyptic, with Mahardika being like in dirt and they have like lots of water in there. What is that? I have no clue where that MV from is from, but we can only see the dance version. I would say that. Well.
Oh yeah, they featured it in the documentary. They were the director was talking how Maida like really shone as an actor and actress, and like I remember they were showing like little clips from that, like them laying on the ground and everything.
Which song?
I heard a mention of that before, but
I never saw the video actually.
I'm trying to think of the dance versions that they have.
Yeah. Well, they have
somebody will know.
They also have a beginner, of course, is a dance version. They cut lots of moments up how they dance in there. Uza has a dance version, and the original version of Uza, it's a little more better, I would say. Even though I do agree, Derek, it's a little, I don't know, it doesn't feel that great.
Didn't feel right.
The song is amazing, but
yeah,
one of the best, if not the best. Yeah, I agree.
And let's see, is there one more? What question was talked about? I would say, I do like Kibuteki refrain.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
here's the thing, like that's one, like, again, my little one really loves that song, because when they're running, she likes the name, because Mariko's her Oshi, so whenever she sees Mariko, she's like, ah, Mariko, and she's like so happy. So I think that she's actually pretty genius, and I love the throwback of using the old Kami 7 to like give us that transitional feel, and it worked so well. But the MV itself is just plain out fun. And then of course, how can you forget about Mecha Aike? Like, you know, the whole thing with what's his name? It's Takamina, when she's like, when they're doing the practice, there's that moment where he's in the practice and he's like staring at her and they're giving the smiles, and I can never forget that. That every time I watch that, I literally laugh so hard, because it's like just that small moment is so classic Mecha Aike, and it's because of that video. So, or them practicing the song, the dance. So they're forever linked in my mind, you know. So and actually the song's good too. That song, at first I didn't like it when I heard it, but then after I heard it like 2 times, 3 times, I'm like, oh wait, why didn't I like it the first time? This is actually pretty awesome. And it's grown on me ever since. So
well,
very cool.
One of the moments in there, and we'll use it as a segue to the next question Jerrison had, was Maida Atsuko shows up there, and with very long hair, and it's like, we haven't seen her in a while, and it's like a big reveal, and it's like, oh my god, Maida Atsuko, Achan there, and looking just, you know, very adult-like, and very, what has she been doing since she's been leaving AKB48, and I think that helps in there. So we go to the second question of Jerrison, and that's, but what if Maida Atsuko was still in the group today, and what would it look like?
Go ahead, Steve.
I have to really think about this one. AKB would definitely be a lot different than what it is now. I would see them doing different types of style of songs, per se, than what they've been doing the past 2.5 years of nothing being that good.
Do you think they would sound more Nogi-like, because they'd have a little bit more of an adult feel, considering Maida's
I think they would be a bit more Nogi-like for the songs.
What was Achan known as, like one of the top dancers? Not like compared to Oshima Yuko, but was she like, if you put in a dance song? Because I'm currently seeing like a lot of Techi style. You know how Keia's doing, the focus on Techi is like the focus on Achan was. And if that was the course, then would Achan be going that dance? But I don't see Achan being that style of a dancer. And I think, and this is how I feel, eventually, if Woods would stay with the group, I think she would pass her by. It's like we have this new crop, and after so many years, maybe the fans would be like, yeah, okay, Achan, you're great, but what about the other members? Maybe the focus was moving on there, and maybe Sashi never would became what she is now because of the situation. It's very dawning on me. Let's say if she would still be in a group like Michan, then she and only Michan will be in there. It really feels like, and this is how it feels, it's like it doesn't belong, the AKB style, in there. So what it would look like is, I don't think AKB48 would have progressed to what they are now. And even though we say they're not doing that well, they're doing still pretty good. It's like the music only has been lacking on that side. I think if I imagine it, then it wouldn't have grown, and then it would stop at one point. You're certain, okay, this is the level, because we have already someone great, something amazing, but there's no growth anymore. So you would stop, and then I think you would lose interest, and then it would die out, I would say.
I think like the main point is, when she left, is that people started looking at probably like other members, so it probably like helped more members out in the long run, like stand out, more or less.
Yes, I'm really sure of that, actually. Go ahead, Derek.
Yeah, like I think we've talked a little bit about this before, I think in one of our past episodes, but about Achan, if she had stayed. But first of all, this girl was beloved. A lot of people don't use that word correctly, but just in this sense, if you want to understand the definition of beloved, look at Achan's life. Look at her. Like, she was beloved. She was also hated. There's definitely a whole army against her. But by contrast, she also had people that literally wept tears of utter desperation when that girl announced her graduation. And then when she like her graduation concert is probably by far the most saddest moment in all of AKB's history, if you're not counting the tragedy with the stabbing incident and stuff, you know. And I'd say that was just more tragic than sad, and there's a difference. But I would say in terms of sad, there you can't beat that moment when she's rolling around in the Tokyo Dome and just tears. Just everybody's crying. 50,000 people just sobbing. So you take a girl like that, and had she stayed, I think you hit it on the nose, wrong. I think they would have stagnated. I think they never would have got past her light, her glory, her vision. She was so beloved. I don't think her star would have faded, though. I think, if anything, it would have just got to the point where it would have been the Achan group, not AKB48 group. And I think it would have just eventually, you know, her rivals, well, Yuko would have probably stuck around a little bit longer. I think because they would have had more fun. I think Tomatin would have stuck around. I think a lot of the Kami 7 would not have graduated as fast as they did, because a lot of them did graduate because all their friends were leaving. It was like, this wasn't fun anymore for them. You know, they had such an unbelievable bond between all those girls that I think transcended their position as idols. They were all friends. Everybody started going off doing different things. You know how friends get, they go do different things in life. I think Achan would have kept them together in a way like that she was known to do. I think in terms of like talent, she would have been surpassed easily by a lot of the girls today. But I think in terms of what she meant to fans, I think she would have kept that no matter what. Even today, her line would still be the longest. I don't think Sashi would ever even have been able to eclipse her ever. I think Sashi rose up because of the fact that Achan left. They needed somebody. Yuko was on her way out. You know, Sashi was what was available. And I think also Sashi had the blessing of the fans. Everybody likes a good comeback story. She had the comeback story of all eternity with AKB. So, and she crushed it. And good. More power to Sashi for doing that. I love her. But I'd say Achan was beloved. I mean, you're talking about a Jesus Christ figure in AKB, and there's no one that'll ever be like her. No one ever will ever come. Like, I think that we would have had a new Achan by now. Honestly, I think we would have had her. She hasn't come. I don't think anybody will ever reach that level. So had she stayed, I think it either would have went even more crazier, and it would have been more focused on her, or she would have kind of done the senpai thing and stepped back and tried to push other members. And by that sense, she would have went in the background, but only by choice. And I think also, too, Achan from the very beginning always had one foot in AKB and one foot in her own life, her own career. So I think she'd be more like Yukari now, and Sayane and Sashi. We never see them. Like, they're there, but they're not. So I think she would have played that role, and I think that would have hurt her. I think eventually fans would have been like, you're too beloved. Like, you should be AKB. You should be front and center everywhere all the time. And I don't think she would have did that. And I think, you know, she would have been a detriment in a sense to AKB, not necessarily a help, because she was so beloved. You can't get past her. Like, when she left, that was the worst thing that happened to AKB, but it was also the best thing. You know? Because AKB could have, they grew to epic proportions even more. But worst thing, because you lost the girl that was the face, the heart, like, she was everything, you know? And well, look what happened. When she left, boom, 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 boom. They all started to fall. The dominoes just went. So.
Well said. Well said, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay then, those were the questions for this month. So if you have a questions like these, then go to our Patreon from 48 Talk, and you can pledge, I think, just at $5, and you can have those questions up to 3, and we'll use that in a video at the end of August. Otherwise, we'll also be doing some more Produce 48 shows in there, talking about the episodes coming up. So those are for $20, I believe, and you can watch all the previous videos in there. The blog thing, you know, I have to apologize. I think I'm gonna fix a little bit in there. We're getting to that. Just takes a little time. But to the donators currently, thank you so much for pledging in there, and you will get your money's worth in the end. Just hang on with us for a little while on that side. So those were my plugs, I would say. First up, Steve, do you have anything you want to plug? Like, for instance, you know, your YouTube channel or the stuff you've been working on the style?
So the one thing that I definitely want to plug is that my partner is still on the 48-day challenge. She just completed day 40.
Yeah.
So go watch her videos from the 48-day challenge. I also did mine earlier in the year, so if you also want to watch those,
Oh,
that'd be
awesome.
great.
Yeah, you have a playlist. You can go through every video and things like. And you know, I don't know if people can do in the comments. They can reply to anything. So they have their own 48-day challenge, and it looks pretty interesting on that side.
Yeah.
So
Steve,
go
can you
ahead,
tell
Derek.
people of your channel, like in what you do? Because I don't think we actually said that.
Yeah, so my channel is more or less, it was originally for like the Discord if like anyone wanted to decide to do like a video, but it's just really me and one other person doing it. We first started doing like top 10s and top 20s of videos. I have a few unboxing videos. We've been doing more or less news discussions now, more or less, because like I'm trying to think of like more top 10s and videos to do. I remember we did one fan poll once, and I still want to continue doing that because I still want to know what other people think within the 48 and 46 groups.
Cool. Very good. Very good. And before we go to Derek, any recommendations for next week that's coming up?
Not that I can think of. Maybe like AK Bingos, Keyakite,
HK Tingo, we can watch. Produce 48, Keyakizaka46. Still need to watch that concert. You know, I watched the scene with Nachan and Muriyama Yuri doing that epic kiss. Thanks to Natsuki Nura, who's not back, but she did decide to do one little subbing because, you know, it's a ship she likes to sail into. And that was glorious, but I want to see the whole concert now, so that's my recommendation on that side.
Yeah.
Come back, Nera. We missed you so much.
So busy with school.
Yeah, I know, and she's awesome, so good luck.
Derek, take it away.
Yeah. So again, guys, everybody's probably gonna be like so happy when this is done because I've been plugging this for so long. But so August 18th and 19th, East Meets West Music Fest in Anaheim, California. The Chain Reaction, Necronum Idol, Yanako Sotomuto, Hanako-san of the 14th generation of the Toilet will all be coming from Tokyo to perform as part of the 2-day festival in which we have Western bands meeting the Japanese idols. We'll also have Japanese-American Idol Paprika Marie and Japanese-American Idol duo Ferris also playing. And then on the American side, we have Abigail Williams, the mighty and legendary Abigail Williams, coming back out of hiatus to the very first day of their new tour they're going to be doing. They were blessing us with their grace and presence to do this show. Thank you, Abigail. Also, Wolf King, the mighty Wolf King from San Francisco, hot right now with their new album. Name, good friends of mine also from San Francisco, doing their thing, and they're so incredible. Phoenix Ash, Japanese American like group, like rock, like metalish, I guess. They're just fun. Everyone's gonna be there. Everyone's gonna have a great time. Tickets are still on sale. A couple notes about that. August 6th is the last day to get in your VIP request. If you do get a VIP ticket that's above $100, we have 100, 250, 500, 1,000. And yes, I know those ridiculous prices. You don't need to tell me. I've been hearing it every day. But you know, I've had a lot of people who buy at those levels, and much power and respect. The reason for those levels is because I need them, because this is an extremely costly production, and I'm still $5,500 short of my goal. It's only a couple weeks, so I'm kind of hoping somebody will step up and help me with that. Anybody. I've added recently a live stream VIP ticket where you can get a live stream for both days of the show. You'll get some exclusive merch along with that ticket. I'm actually, after I get done with this podcast, I'm going to be adding a regular live stream where it's just it's only like $40. You can just watch live stream if you want. So that won't come with any merch. But you know, I'm trying to help everyone be part of this show. I've had a lot of flack lately for it, which I don't really understand entirely. But it's cool, you know. I'm used to it. You know, people either jealous or they don't understand what I'm doing, and it's cool because all I have to do is ask. But I'm gonna say to that, you know, I'm one of those people that when I want to do something, I do it, and when I want to make something happen, I make it happen. And you know, I really, really wanted to bring Yanemu to the United States, and all I did was ask them, and guess what? They said yes. Really wanted Necroom Idol to increase their fan base and, you know, create this festival to make that happen. And definitely am working very hard to help Hanako also extend her reach, because she never thought anybody outside of Japan would even care about her. And on top of that, bringing Western groups with American group or with Japanese idols is kind of a cool idea in my opinion. So for better or for worse, it's happening. I hope you will support it. I really do still need help. I'm calling out everybody that watches this podcast. If you can help contribute even a little bit, please do. Most of you already have, so thank you to all of you that have so far. I've had a tremendous response already. This has been a dream since January, finally happening. Also, as a side note, I will get back to answering comments on the, you know, on our podcast here. I haven't had a chance to because I've been so overwhelmed with work here, but it doesn't mean I don't want to talk. I treasure every comment. I read them all still. Just haven't had a lot of time to comment. Also, Colin has been kind of taken over, thankfully, to kind of make sure everyone's getting answered. But just so you know, please keep commenting, because I do read everything and I do want to comment, and I will be getting back to that. So please don't think I'm ignoring any of you. Just as soon as this festival is over, I'll have a moment to breathe. Although I do have some other big, huge things coming up afterwards, but it's not as involved as this, I'd say. It's a little more easier on that end. This has just been really soaking up every moment of my life, and still is. Still looking for you know, more people to come to the show. That's my big thing. I want to fill this place. Ticket sales are okay. They're not where I want them to be, but again, I haven't counted any of the metal groups. Dudes that go to metal shows, they don't pre-order. So it's like I expect there to be a decent amount of metalheads there for the American groups, especially Abigail. My God, they used to headline festivals. Whoop King is so hot right now that I think, you know, they can probably bring at least 30 or 40 people themselves. So Chain's only 250 capacity, so I can get there. And I really want to sell this out both days. So please help me do that. If you're coming, bring somebody, and have that person bring somebody. You know, bring a bunch of people. Have fun. This is gonna be great. Also, you can cosplay at the show. You can dress up any way you want. The Chain reaction said okay to that. They'll be in and out, so you can come in and out of the Chain. So you don't got to worry about being stuck in there the whole time. You can't bring food in, but you can, you know, there'll be drinks and stuff available. You can cook out in the parking lot. When I played there, I had carne asada in the back of somebody's truck. You know, I remember very distinctly. It was one of my favorite moments ever on tour was playing the Chain reaction. Chain is an awesome place to see groups. It's like anything goes there. The venue is amazing. Please come to the show. And if you can't, I'm gonna have a live stream available for you. I don't know about the quality. I'm working on that. I know I'm not gonna make any promises there because you know how technology is, but I'm gonna do my best. So just please keep supporting. Please get behind this. This is an important thing. It really is, because it's gonna gauge what happens for idols in the future. Okay. You know, that as far as international things go, a lot of idols here are looking at this. I'm getting a lot of response here in Tokyo about this. So I think everybody's curious how this will go. And believe me when I tell you, if this doesn't go well, idols will probably think twice about going outside of America or outside of Japan. And I'm not just saying like I'm not saying everyone. There's some idols that don't care, and good for them. But I'm saying this does have an impact. It really does. So I just like everybody to get behind it. So that's my big plug, and thank you, Robin, for letting me use so much valuable time to do this every show. Really humbled that I get to use 48 Talk to do this, and the 48 fans have been so amazing. Steve, you're awesome. Yeah. And thank you for coming. I know you're coming.
No problem. Yeah. It's
gonna be so awesome.
I'm really excited to come.
I'm excited you're coming. Yeah, you don't understand. Really... Like it means the world. Like seriously. So
I've been wanting to get into underground idols, so. This is how I would have to say
Very good start. Very good start to go there. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a great start. Yanemu is going to blow your freaking head off. They were so emotional. I just saw him at the Loft on Wednesday in Shinjuku because Necroma played with them, and literally they packed that place. There were so many people. It was unbelievable to see their response, and they are so on point. They are so good, and Necroma. They're at the top of the game. And Hanako, she's insane. Like, you don't understand how scary this girl is. So it's like just those three alone. But then you have like name. You want to talk about amazing music, like that. Just I can't even put into words how great they are. And actually, I heard Paprika Marie's new song. Oh my God! You want to talk about idol awesomeness? She hits something like her. She has like a 3-octave voice or something. So this girl actually can sing on top of that. She's also like really idol like gorgeous as far as like the idol look goes. But talent wise, this girl, I mean, and she's my MC. Like she, you know, it's like I put together an awesome show, and you're gonna be there, Steve. And I just want to see your face. I just want to see your reaction when you see it. I'm gonna be watching every time.
Yeah. So if you don't have tickets yet, again, East meets West, go to any of our links. You know, they're on the site or Twitter or anything on the site. Get there now because it's coming up. But anyway, this was this week's episode of 48 Talk. Thank you again, Steve, for coming on with your presence and having a lot of fun on this show. Yeah. Guys, we'll see you next time again. Bye-bye, everybody. It's so quiet.
Yep.
So quiet.
I know. No yayo.
No yayo. Nope.